Hi, welcome to Phantastic Feast. I'm your host, Thuy Phan. Today I'm going to show you a dish that is super simple to make, but also something that is healthy and something that you can order at the restaurants, but something you can make at home. So I always prefer to do it at home if I can do it myself. So it's chicken with ginger scallion sauce, and that may sound super simple, but it's really all in the sauce. Obviously, it's just you are boiling a chicken, but what's really great about it is you can use the chicken broth to make other dishes. You can use it to make the rice that will add extra chicken flavor to it, or you can save the broth for another time and use it for a hot pot. But I love that nothing really goes to waste, and it's a simple weeknight meal. It consists of scallions, ginger, garlic, some salt and pepper and olive oil, and just a splash of soy sauce, and then it's so savory and so delicious. Right now I have a pot of water on to boil, about 5 quarts of water. We'll put the chicken in once the water starts boiling, but what we need is some scallions. This is already washed. All I'm gonna do is cut off the ends. And you don't have to have too fine of a chop because this will go into the food processor, but it makes the job for the food processor a little easier. And actually, I figured out how to make the sauce because when I used to go to the Chinese restaurants and they would have the roasted duck or steamed boiled chicken with the ginger sauce, they would give you so little, and that was like my favorite part of it. And so I tried to do it at home myself, and I realized it was super easy to make, and I can have unlimited amounts of that sauce, and it really punches up just a very plain chicken dish. I have an onion because I like to char the onion and add it to the boiling water so that my broth is a lot sweeter, and that I can make a double use of it. So I'll just show you this. And for me, most of my broths or anything that I have that I make that is soup based, I always char the onion and add it in there. It's kind of a trick of the pho making process, but you can do it to any type of soup base, and I think it is always a winner. We'll save that for later. And then you need I'm making a lot of sauce, so that the thing is it also keeps pretty well in the refrigerator if you make the base. So I have about 10 cloves of garlic here. You can do half of that if you want, but I am a supreme garlic lover, so I don't mind extra garlic. And here we have ginger. You need about, I would say, like 2 of these, and that should be plenty. And you want to peel the ginger. Some people use the back of a spoon, but I feel okay using a knife. So you gotta peel it and then chop it. Ginger is kind of knobby, but it is a staple in a lot of Asian dishes. Adds a lot of flavor. I kind of like that these recipes are not entirely so strict and stringent for it to taste good. It's kind of, you know, a little bit lenient, so that you have a general idea and can stick to it. And while I boil this chicken, you can also steam it if you're a fan of the steaming method. But I like to boil this because I can get broth out of it and have more than one use. Once I've peeled the ginger, I like to just cut it into thin slices just to aid it in the food processor so it's not grinding up some giant chunks. This is all you need for the sauce, and I think the water is boiling now, so we'll put the chicken in and let it boil for about 20 to 30 minutes, just checking it periodically to make sure that it's cooked. And then while we're waiting for that, we'll make the sauce, and then that's all there is to it. So let's go over there and put our chicken over into our water. Now that I have the chicken in the water to boil, in the meantime, what I'm going to show you how to do is how to make the sauce, and it's super simple. I've already chopped up the scallions, the ginger, and part of the garlic, and basically what you'll need is just the food processor. I have a mini one that works just as well as a big one. Makes life a lot easier. And I will even give this a little bit more of a chop, and it'll be fine. Okay, so I'll add half garlic. A little bit more. and then scallions. Okay, make sure it's cooked, and then we will chop. Here we go. It makes a little bit of noise, but it does all the work for you, so. I like to add a little bit of salt at this point. Some pepper. And just a splash of oil just to make it a little bit easier for it to grind. And your sauce is done. This is the consistency that you're looking for. You want it kind of pretty mushed up so that you can't see any huge chunks, but not super fine so that you have some texture left. I'm going to scoop it out into a bowl, and then when you're ready to serve this dish, all you will do is just add more olive oil and then some soy sauce to it, and then just some pepper, and then that's your sauce. But it is so good with the chicken. It's just a perfect complement. So let me scoop that out into a bowl. Anytime I do any type of broth, I always char an onion to add to it, just to give it some depth. And even though this is a chicken, kind of a boiled chicken, I do like to make the broth flavorful because I do save it to make a broth that I could use later on. 3 tablespoons. Number 1, and you will need a cleaver or a very sharp knife. I have 2 here, but I mean you only need 1, but just in case this doesn't do the job, I have this one. So there, you want to, I don't think there's a right or a wrong way to do this, but generally I like to keep the parts separated. We have our, okay, that was the first cut. Oh, I'm kind of good at this. Okay, so half, and then this is our leg, okay, this is our chicken breast. Well, that wasn't too bad. I feel like I murdered a chicken, but it's all for a very delicious meal. So basically I have it plated here, and what I'll do is show you how to make the sauce and finish it up and how to serve it. And then I also cooked some nice brown rice to go with this. This is a nice, really hearty meal. And traditionally people eat it with white rice, and you can cook, use the chicken broth to make the white rice so you have an extra chicken flavor. I did brown rice, so it's a little bit healthier than the white rice. So let me just wash my hands and finish it up. Okay, so you have the sauce paste that you made earlier. I call it a paste, but it's a little bit chunkier. And the way that I like to serve it is each person gets their own little dish. And then you scoop out about a tablespoon. And then you add some olive oil. And you add some soy sauce, or if you have Maggi sauce, it's even better. And then some ground black pepper. And that's it. And this sauce with a bowl of rice is perfect. It tastes really good. If you like chili pepper, adding chili is a really good addition as well, but if you can't handle the spice, this is a nice and simple sauce that goes really well with rice. And as you can tell, it's a really simple and healthy meal, super easy, and from it you also get chicken broth, that you can use to make rice, or you can use to save later on to make either chicken soup or hot pot, which is what I do. So for me, this dish has multi-purposes and it's super easy. While it is cooking, I did something else, so I like it when I can be, you know, multitasking and make a lot of things at the same time, and it'd be a very quick and easy meal for me to have on a weeknight. So I'll serve some rice up, and you can see how good it is. So I've made some brown rice. Yummy. That's perfect. The chicken is just still juicy and perfectly cooked. And the sauce it gives a nice punch because of the ginger. We weren't shy with how much ginger and garlic and stuff we use, so it's a very striking sauce, and it goes really well with just a bowl of rice is how I'm eating it. So not bad and super easy. I think anybody can make this.